Hello, this is Pastor Henzi, and welcome to Faith in Focus. I always enjoy this time I get to spend with you because I get to share my heart. Look, this is a special season. We're ending September, and we talked about September being supernatural September, and that's not just something we say, that's not just a cliche. There was an exorbitant amount of spiritual activity going on then and right now. And so I want you to hear my heart. That's why Lady Nicole and I have been pressing you on a different level, because we know some things are changing in the spiritual, and we've got to get you ready. There is a lot of activity in the spiritual, and so our push for you to consecrate is to build up your spirit, man. It's much like Jesus at the beginning of his ministry. He goes out and fasts for 40 days, and the whole premise there is he's about to come into a whole nother level of challenge, that he was beginning a new level of ministry. And if you notice, every time Jesus is moving to a new level, he prepares a little differently. From his fast in the desert to his time of prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane, it is a time where Jesus gets serious and presses into his spiritual development. So I want you to hear me. This is not life as usual. This is life in preparation for something major that's going to occur. And if you don't take time to sharpen your spiritual disciplines right now, you are going to be extremely vulnerable when the next wave hits. And so that's why we're pressing you. Number one, being faithful in your church attendance, not just because we want to see people at church, even though we do want to see people at church, but I want the people that God allows us to pastor to be prepared on a whole new level. And so you hear us all the time talking about pressing in. And this is a time you have to press into the Spirit. You have to be diligent about your prayer life, getting up, spending some quiet time in the presence of the Lord, making sure you're spending time in the Word, making sure that you're spending time worshiping, making sure you're having quiet time where God can talk to you. I promise you, and I don't make a lot of promises, but I promise you that this time of preparation will pay big dividends in just a little bit. Lady Nicole and I have been having some discussions, and some other people around me. And one of the things that I begin to recognize is that you cannot sow ordinary and reap extraordinary. You have to be willing to do the extra things, the little extra, the commitment to excellence, and it will propel you into a new destiny. Now, I believe we're coming into a season where we're going to see some things happening in America. Before we had you prepared, and I need to get you prepared again. I need you to start stocking up your canned goods so that you have at least 60 days worth of food, at least 60 days worth of food in your house. And you need it to be food that doesn't perish quickly. So that's canned goods, that's spaghetti, that's beans. It's those kind of things to make sure that even if some type of shortage hits our country, you will be solid for at least 60 days. That same level of preparation is what I'm asking you to do in the Spirit, to prepare yourself in a way that you are at a spiritual peak, you are spiritually intense. I say this to people all the time. If you're attached to Emmaus, we make you tougher, because tough people can persevere and get the overflow of the blessings that God has for you. Well, the season is coming, and you're going to see a separation in people. Those people that have not prepared, much like the virgins that we talked about in Bible study. Now, if you wasn't in Better Unite, you won't know what I'm talking about, but you can go back and check it out on YouTube. Those that weren't prepared got shut out, and those that were prepared were welcomed in. My desire is for you to get all that God has for you. So hear my voice louder and clearer than ever before. Stay connected, stay committed, and watch what God will do. All right, this is Pastor Henzie Green. This has been Faith in Focus. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking this time to let me share my heart with you. But no, God is up to something major. But you must consecrate and you must be prepared.